I will say, um, uh, the news cycle, I do think that it comes with a stewardship of a discipline of you need to, I think it's good to be informed, because I think a lot of times people speak on things without having information. And it's actually ends up causing more stress and strain and worry and confusion. And I think if people actually educated themselves on what is really happening in the world versus word of mouth or just hearing clips of something, I
But
think
see,
it would help.
that's the danger. I think people hear
Mm,
news clips. People aren't
mhm.
informed. People aren't educated. They hear a news clip and then they're on with their opinion and their thoughts, and now everyone's a military genius and political scientist. So
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
and
Yes, be
but that's
informed,
why
but
I think beyond social media, it's important to possibly research your information. To understand what's really happening in the world, because ignorance can lead to great detriment. I think a lot of people move in it. We literally have an entire sect, politically. I'm not going to name them what they are, who they are, but there's a whole sect of people politically that thrive in ignorance. They thrive in
you say
ignorance.
you're not
And
going to
then
name them.
I'm not going to name them, and I don't want you to, because I don't want this to become
I have no idea who
uh,
you're talking about.
oh, you know exactly who I'm talking about. There's an entire sect of people.
Go
They're
on, tell me more.
uh, no, I ain't saying nothing. But I'll say this. I have my these are my 4 points. My four points to getting to a regulated centeredness in times of uncertainty. 4 ways to do it. These are the 4 steps. Number one is to catch your breath. Yes, we do this at the top of every single episode of the Hope in Between, because we understand the power of the reset. Catching your breath is literally probably one of the most mature, helpful, and powerful things you can do as the owner of your body, the captain of your being. Catching your breath mandates a reset, not just in the circumstance, but in what you're taking in, what you're receiving. It allows your channel to be your nervous system to regulate, actually, and it commands it to fall in line with the new pace that catching your breath establishes. So remember to catch your breath immediately and often. Number two, I think it's fair to assess the impact of the issue after catching your breath, though, because oftentimes we run to the urgency of the issue before we take a moment to collect ourselves and then approach it. But with sober mind, I think that's when you should then assess the impact of the issue. Does it impact me now? How does it impact? Does it impact me directly? Did I do everything in my power to resolve the issue? And if so, that's clear indication that it's time to surrender it. It's bigger than you. I can't do anything to change this. So it has to happen. And it's up to me to gather myself in the catching your breath so that I can weather this thing with sober mind and not extreme emotionalism. Number three, remember. Did you get through the last thing that you didn't think you'd get through? Yes, you absolutely did. Yes, you absolutely did get through the last thing you didn't think you'd get through. You know how I know you did? Because we're engaging right now. You're listening, I'm talking, and you're listening because you got through it. You're on the other side of the thing. And if you're still in it, you're getting through it. That is how you build confidence. by recalling the last thing you overcame. You're here now. And fourth, put some hope on it. Put some hope on it. Hope is a powerful thing. And I've said it before, hope is not the denial of reality, but it's the belief that greater is on the other side of it. Hope, put it on the situation. Lock into the optimism of perhaps this thing could pass as well. Perhaps this thing we can get through as well. If it happened before, if I got through the last thing, perhaps I can get through this one. Because remember, every storm runs out of rain. So again, those 4 points, and I'll say it again, to regulate yourself in times of uncertainty. 4 ways to regulate yourself in times of certainty. Start with number 1, catch your breath immediately and often. 2, assess the impact of the issue. Does it impact me now? Did it impact me directly? Is it out of my power? If so, surrender it. Number 3, remember you got through the last thing, so you could get through this one too. And lastly, number 4, put some hope on it. Hope is powerful, and hope ain't ever canceled. You're welcome, good people.
Oh, that
Eunice,
was
what do you
just such
think?
an official list. He gets on my nerves. Okay, so I want to add something. I want to add something to your number 2.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Ooh,
once you realize it's not in your control, another great thing you can do is look at what you can control. You can go drink some water. You can go for a
yes,
walk.
yes,
There's things that are in your control. And so that's another one I was going to add, that because I ain't got nothing to do with nothing and I ain't going to stress myself out. But guess what? I can control how much water I drink, or if I go for a walk, or if I do
absolutely.
my exercise, or if I eat something good for me. Control what you can.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I think a lot of times we find ourselves diminishing the impact of drinking water, taking a walk, catching our breath. We don't understand. Too many of us don't understand, I should say, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to just sum us all up in that. But far too many of us don't understand how powerful it is to surrender a thing outside of your own power, but
Mm-hmm.
to tend to the things that you can be responsible for.
And you feel empowered. You're
You
like, I
do.
did good today. It's hard to stay consistent. I'm working on
Yeah.
consistency. I can have a good day, like I took all my supplements, I drank my water, I moved my body, and the next day that's going to be the day we're like, I did enough yesterday. Ain't no sense in me pushing it.
Yes.
So but find your consistent. I mean, you can find a way. Like, I've child, why did I ask Chat GPT to send me a picture of what I would look like if I lost 30 pounds? I'm
Yo, I
mad at
want to
Chat
see that
GPT.
photo.
The point is, it did inspire me the way it should have, because I was like, oh, they own something. But it's like little things. I'm very curious about myself. I'm curious about what I could do if I stay consistent. If I challenge, I don't really like challenging myself, and so that's one of the things that I'm undertaking right now in this time of uncertainty in the world. Is, hey, there's a lot that you could lock in on you. How many hours could you write a day if you sat down and tried to write every day? How much exercise, how many steps can you get on your Fitbit a day? So it's a lot of things you can do. When I say insulate, that, hey, it's going to make you a better person, and it's worth it. It's an investment into
And
you.
I love that you said the insulate piece, because in insulation there is a lot more happening for you than when we just think of isolating, because isolating is removing yourself from everything. Insulating is putting yourself intentionally in a space to feed you while in the waiting, to feed you while in the holding, to feed you while in the meantime. And I love that. I love that. I think faith isn't fully realized unless uncertain times come. And that's what we need to help each other realize. Like, listen, the absence of uncertainty is actually not really living, because the adventure, the way in which you get to success is a journey of some uncertainty along the way. It's risk taking, it's moving by faith, it's assessing, is this worth all of my energy? Should I give it all? And if it's positive, if it's healthy, go for it. If you have uncertainty, don't move until you have a piece to move. I think that's what insulating does, because it gets you into that space where you can really properly determine. But I love it. And before we close this episode, Eunice, I wanted to make sure I shared one of the prayers of serenity that we've heard many times before. And I think it would really, really help many of us if we lock into this prayer. It's, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Beautiful people, everything that happens in life is not your battle. I'm learning that all the more. And I have a friend named Eunice Elliott, who happens to be the co-host and producer of this show, that has helped me realize it don't have to it don't have to involve you. Just because you see it, just because it's attached to you, doesn't mean it's your assignment. Serenity, y'all, is a state of being calm, peaceful, and untroubled. So when you're asking for the serenity, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, and the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Wow. Eunice, I'm liking these topics that you're choosing. It's feeling pretty cool.
All right. Well, that's what I'm here for. I am here to produce a great show for you.
I don't know if that was shade or not,
No,
but
no,
I'll
that's my
just,
job. Literally my job. Literally my job.
it is her job, but she's also co-host of this fun and very I think impactful, beautiful people. Can y'all like and subscribe and comment and share with as many people as possible? Shout out to our mamas who actually
Our
watch.
mamas
Our
listen.
mamas, our mamas are watching, and it's an honor. Shout out to my family that watches and everything. We're on iHeart, Inflection Network. Remember to get over to Now That's Major, YouTube, youtube.com/Now That's Major, and you'll find all of the episodes. We're talking real stuff. And soon enough, we're going to be inviting some other friends to join us. But y'all got to let us know what you think about this show, because we carve out time in our very busy schedules to do this, because we realized that the world needed a little bit more hope. And so we figured, why not give them hope in between? All right.